guys, it's Megan from Vigilante Vibes, and I have to come on here and review the episode of Daredevil Born Again, episode 8, because how can I not? That so much happened. That was such a banger of an episode. It almost made me forgive them for what they did to Muse. Almost. But not quite there yet. But, oh my gosh. I feel like so much happened. So many things changed in that episode. Like, we see Heather and Matt's relationship change so quickly. Also, she was really annoying this episode. So, like, we saw Fisk and Vanessa's relationship change on a dime. I want to talk about that for a second. Everyone keeps saying, oh, he's coming back as Kingpin. He's in his Kingpin era. That means Vanessa's not going to like it. I disagree on the highest level. And it showed last night. I think she doesn't like him when he's not in his Kingpin era. She does. Yeah, she's a boss bitch. She handled business while he was gone. She was pissed he was gone. I get it. But I do think Vanessa likes him as Kingpin and in that dominant role. We saw what happened when he showed her that he has Adam locked up, who also, I thought he offed. I thought episode 7, Adam was done. Like, but I guess not. But you saw what happened when he said, I have Adam here, up to you what happens. And then she shot him a few times. It felt personal. But I think she likes him in that role. I think she likes it a lot. Maybe she's into it. I'm not here to kink shame. So get your rocks off, girl. I don't care. But yeah, that was only like a little bit of what happened. And speaking of Vanessa Wilson and Heather Glenn, they definitely invited her to the inauguration ball to fire her. Like one of the first conversations she has with Vanessa at this ball, where she knows no one else except Kingpin, Wilson Fisk. I'm gonna only call him Kingpin. You're gonna have to get used to it. She says, actually, we're good. We don't need your services anymore. And she's like, oh, great. Why am I here? That was so awkward. It was so out of pocket for Vanessa, but also like, I'm happy for you guys. You guys are getting through it, I guess. Oh, so much happened. We see that Heather Glenn is still going through the trauma of killing Muse, but she flipped sides so quickly. Now she is anti-vigilantes. And when she said, Daredevil didn't save me, I saved me, or something like that, I was like, girl, you would have been toast. You would have been cooked if Daredevil didn't show up. Also, when is she going to find out who Daredevil is? Because she's going to be pissed. I want to say rightfully so, but no. I don't think it's a good look. I don't think she should know, but you know she's going to. Kingpin was about to tell her. I really wish he did, because I would have liked to see her face. But enough about Heather Glenn, because I had enough of her last night. I still really like her character, but my gosh, what a downer. She just kept, oh, you're just keeping things from me. You're blacking me out. You're doing this. You're doing that. And it's like, Heather, he was at the hospital with you. He has supported you any way he can while dealing with his own stuff. And then you're going to go get mad at him for seeing Bullseye in prison? What if that was closure for him? What if he needed that? That was wild to me that she got mad at that part. Anyways, enough of Heather Glenn. You guys just sucked me back in there. I want to talk about Bullseye. That sexy little psychopath. Oh my gosh, I love him. I was rooting for him. I have a problem. A real problem. But he's just so hot. My God. But we saw a few different sides of him last night. I feel like we saw that he blames Fisk for all of this. We saw that he is scared for his life in Gem Pop at the prison. But we also saw that he still has that dog in him when he dislodged his own tooth while getting his face stitched in prison. Which also, why did they have to untie his hands for his face to get stitched? Seems like a problem that they should have foreseen happening. But he brutally shoots a tooth out of his mouth with lethal speed and precision and kills the guards, kills the doctors, ends up using scissors as well, and then he escapes. But that's not new. Bullseye has done this like a bunch of times, including in Captain America number 372. He does it there. It also reminded me of in Marvel's Ultimates when Hawkeye like pulled off his fingernails and used them as deadly projectiles, which is weird. It's weird, but like I'm into it. But also, when he escapes prison, he immediately goes to the black and white ball that's held for Kingpin and Vanessa, which mirrors when he broke out of jail in the Netflix Daredevil and then crashed Vanessa and Fisk's wedding. I thought that was pretty clever how they did it. But also, at that moment, I was sitting on my couch and I was like, Heather Glenn is dead. He's going to shoot the living crap out of her. He didn't. He tried to shoot Kingpin, which, like, I get it. But then he shot Matt Murdock. And this was such a wild episode. You know there's not going to be any downtime in between the episodes. There can't be. There's no way. It ended too high. There's no way they can just de-escalate and then pick back up to something else. And if they do, I will question a lot. So that means that big fight scene we're waiting for in episode 9 that we've all seen the leaks that involves Punisher, Daredevil, Bullseye. He's going to be fighting with a hole in his chest? Dude, he's got that dog in him too. That's crazy. I want it right now. I want to see it now. I have just been on such a high since last night of that episode. It was just such a good episode. It had everything. It was a full course meal. And we got quite a few other things like the swordsman cameo when he confirms that he's come to Fisk's inaugural ball, as he says, always the stag. So you've been single since the Hawkeye series you can watch on Disney Plus when he was formerly engaged to Kate Bishop's mom, Eleanor. Like, you've been single that whole time. I mean, I'm not judging. That's just, I feel like that's a long time, though. He's a good looking man. But whatever. So, I guess we got to get to the meat of it. Matt finally figures out that it was Vanessa was the one who had Foggy killed. I can't believe we didn't see it coming. I cannot believe we didn't see it coming. Because, like, yeah, Fisk wasn't there. But I also guess I thought it was just Bullseye coming after Matt Murdock and going for his friend. I never thought he was just on a rampage. I thought it was very calculated by Bullseye. But I didn't ever think that it would be Vanessa. But it was right there in front of our eyes. The plotline of Vanessa targeting Foggy was taken from the comics. I love this shit. After Foggy's apparent death, Daredevil number 92 reveals that Vanessa orchestrated the whole thing to get revenge on Matt Murdock. Now listen, I'm trying with every fiber of my being not to go down the Foggy faked his death rabbit hole, and it's getting harder and harder by the day. It's all kind of lining up for me here, but like there's no way he's alive, but at the same time it's right there. It's right there. Like the 2 times his death has been faked, it has already been like a secret Easter egg in the show. I feel like I'm being gaslit right now. I feel like I'm gaslighting myself. Oh, that's so toxic. Get it together. But like, he could be alive. I want you guys to think he could be alive. But anyways, what I do have to say about this episode is that the cinematography of this episode, the angles, beautiful work. Like the upside down shot of Matt Murdock when he gets shot and everything turns red, which was like pretty close to when Foggy was shot by Bullseye, the upside down angle, all of it. Like, this was just a beautiful episode. And I would say the biggest themes of the episode were the colors, the red and white, like from the old painting that has splattered blood on it that we keep seeing, which should be a paid actor, by the way. That picture has been in more episodes than Karen and Foggy put together. So think about that. But also we see like Vanessa wearing a red gown, Fisk wearing his iconic white suit, and then Matt getting shot and leaving the red blood stain on it. Then, right, like I said, the lights turning white and then red, but also the color blue. What, like the picture of the episode opens with the blue rose outside of Bullseye's cell. There's a lot of different blue references in reference to Bullseye that, probably stands for his comic accurate suit, which we haven't seen yet. But also, I want to point out that blue roses serve as a symbol of unrequited love, and I like to think that's about me. Because he loves me. Also, to the actor that's plays Bullseye, if you ever see this, I'm so sorry. I've probably come off so creepy, but I want you to know you could get it, but like, I'm not making it weird. But yeah, just pretend none of that happened. But easily one of the best episodes of the season so far. Hands down. I was nervous. I was nervous that this next episode would just be about the fallout of Muse dying and all, Heather's feelings and all that. I'm so glad it wasn't. I'm so glad they kept it moving because it needed to keep moving. Just kind of hope Heather and Matt break up because she got, like I said, she got annoying. Like when he said, why would you go? Why would you go to this thing? And she was like, watch your tone. What is this tone? And I was like, he didn't have a tone. He was just speaking loudly. He was speaking passionately. And then you said, what is your tone? Why are you talking to me this way? Heather Glenn, you shut the front door. But also she looked phenomenal at the black and white ball. Like, if there's one thing about this cast, it's that they are going to be sexy all the way through. And that's what they're doing. Like, it's just so much good happened in that episode. And I'm so sad next week is the last one. I am so bummed. But also, does anyone else think Bullseye's gonna die? Because I do. I hope he doesn't. Because, like, he's everything to me at this point. But, like, the stars are aligning in the wrong way here. So he might die. I hope not, though. But he might. But if he does, be sure to come back to see me crying over it. Because he's just so hot. My gosh. So, that was all I can really think about to say about that episode off the top of my head. I'm sure later on today I will think of something and say, I should have said that. So if that's the case, I will post it on all of my platforms like Threads, Facebook, Instagram, all of those things. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this breakdown, review, that kind of thing. But make sure you're subscribed to my YouTube channel or my Spotify or Apple or wherever you listen to me at, because you don't want to miss any more of these. But if you subscribe to my YouTube, I actually have more content on there. Some videos just don't work as audio. You understand. So with that being said, be sure to like and subscribe and have a marvelous day.